Your success peeps, how are you today? I hope that you are absolutely excited about our 10-day dissolve your money blocks challenge. So some of you may have seen my video yesterday. I talked about my sales formula. So if you haven't seen it yet, go back to my page or Unlock Your Success uh, private Facebook page. But today I have something exciting for you. We are starting with lesson number 1. So what is our lesson when we talk about being blocked by a sale? Um, Many people are uncomfortable with asking for the sale. And yet, if you think about your business and even your life, it's all about sales. Even if you call your girlfriend and you try to get her to see a movie with you, you are selling her on that movie so she will give up her time and spend it with you. So, sales is critical to everything that we do. And yet, it is so personal. And why would it be personal? After all, it's business, right? And people say it's business, it's not personal. Well, yes, it is. And it's personal because sales is tied to money. Okay. And money is tremendously personal. If you haven't attended my Triple Your Money Mindset workshop, then I strongly encourage you, because that's where we get into that whole personal story with the money. And a lot of things that money triggers is our feelings of unworthiness, fears of rejection, fears of failure, and all of these come to play when we start working with clients and asking for their money. Okay, so what is the mistake or the number one challenge that I see a lot of people struggle with when it comes to sale? Well, it is being overly attached to your own product or service. And what that really means is, at the end of the day, we're afraid of being rejected. So let me give you some backstory or an example. When the client does not buy from you, many people will interpret this directly as a reflection of who you are. And the question that I ask you to think about is it, were you ever for sale? No, you were selling the product or service, but you became or you identified with that product or service to such degree that now it's a reflection of what you think of who you are and your abilities and your skills and talents. And this happens a lot of times, especially for entrepreneurs who love their product and they're passionate about it. Okay. And let me give you an example. One of my clients in the past, for confidentiality purposes, we're going to call her Mary, really excelled at sales. For many years, she worked for a corporation. It won multiple local, regional, and national awards. So she thought, why not opening my own business and using those skills that I've been having and using for other corporations and now apply them to my own business. But then her business started crashing down. For some reason, the same powerful salesperson that was showing up for a corporation was very timid in her own business. So I'm sure you're scratching your head thinking, like, how is that possible? Well, what happens is that Mary used to have a very strict father. And in her childhood, she was never fully appreciated for all her accomplishments. If she brought a B minus from school, the father would say, well, it should be A. And if she brought A, it should have been A plus. It's like she was never able to satisfy him with her performance. So when she started working for herself, now it wasn't the corporation's product that she was representing. It was her own. And all these fears from childhood suddenly got triggered. The memory of her father being dissatisfied with her performance was replaying in her mind. And now every client was critical for her to maintain her self esteem. Otherwise, daddy would be upset. Okay. So, my encouragement to you today is to remember that you are not for sale, that everything that you represent and you're passionate about is simply a solution that you're presenting to your potential client as an option to solve their problems. But they are making decision about the product and the service and how it fulfills their need. They're not making a decision on you. Ultimately, what will solve their product is the actual service. What will solve the problem is the actual service or the product. You yourself, your human body is not the solution. You're simply the vehicle through which the solution is provided. So if the client decides that it does not work for them, let it be. It's not about you. Think about, I always tell this joke to my clients. If you walk into a store and you see 10 brands of milk, and you choose the coconut milk instead of the almond, you don't see the almond crying saying, I just got rejected. She bought coconut today instead of me, but I'm so much better. I'm so much prettier. And my packaging is fabulous, right? So think about the same thing. You have a particular need and only coconut milk will solve it. So it's not a rejection of almond. It's not even a rejection of cows. Okay, they can continue to do their mooing. You are simply lactose intolerant and you want your coconut milk. So I invite you to remind yourself before every call that you're not for sale. The client is not rejecting you. They're simply evaluating how your product or service fulfills their need. And as I mentioned, I will have all kinds of prizes that are surprise given to those of you who participate. So how do you participate? Go to my private Facebook group. So that's just facebook.com/unlock your success. And for today, your exercise is to simply comment underneath this video, which I will post in the next few seconds, and say, I'm not for sale. So again, all you have to do is comment, I'm not for sale, and that will automatically put you into a drawing. And of course, if you want to learn more about dissolving your blocks to sales, join me at my Rock Your Sales workshop. These are happening every month, so visit my website, dagmarfleming.com/sales for the most upcoming event. And if you have any questions or comments about what we've talked about today, please include those underneath the video. Again, the more entries you have, the bigger chance is that you will win. And I promise you it's something to look forward to. So till we meet tomorrow, same time. Actually, Thursday is the only time where I'll be doing it at 9 a.m. And then from Friday on, we're back to 1 p.m. schedule. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Dagmar Fleming, and I'm founder of Unlock Your Success. Till tomorrow.